Juicylady52.
Hey everyone, it's BoMan82. We just got back from seeing Alice in Wonderland, and her thoughts on it.
I liked it, but then again, I'm a Tim Burton fan and loved Alice in Wonderland when I was a kid. Only thing I don't like about this one is they changed the Cheshire Cat. It's purple!
Purple and pink.
Yes, with glowing yellow eyes.
Well, that's his interpretation. I can understand wanting to change it for the so-called new generation of kids out there. I didn't see many little kids in the movie anyway. I saw a lot of kids that were in their
preteens.
in their preteens and my age, even older. And I don't know. I felt bored. I honestly, to be honest with you, I felt bored. I just was sitting there watching it, just like, eh.
I didn't see the blood in the moat though.
Yeah,
it was dark, and it was severed heads. Not what I expected.
Yeah, what we did is we saw it IMAX 3D, and we were lucky that we got there when we did, because it was sold out.
Sold out on a Wednesday.
It sold out in the middle of the week, and it's been doing pretty damn well in the box office. I think it's gonna knock down Shutter Island from the #1 spot.
Which was a really screwed up movie.
That's another review for another day. The story is basically set 13 years after the first Alice in Wonderland. If you didn't see the first Alice in Wonderland, the Disney version, go back and see it. Of course, they give little flashbacks of it, of Tim Burton's interpretation of the original Alice in Wonderland. But it's set 13 years after that movie, and Alice has pretty much forgotten about Wonderland, and she's forgotten about it.
She hasn't forgotten about it. She just thinks it was all a dream.
She thinks it was.
She's lost her sense of herself, and that's kind of what Wonderland is. Tries to give back to her.
They kept saying that she was the wrong Alice, and that you're not who we're looking for. And when she first arrives in Wonderland, they're about ready to kick her out and tell her to get out of here.
The one little character does.
The one mouse is just about ready to kick her out, but
almost wants to kill her. The little feisty thing.
She does prove herself though in the end of the movie, and you do see. It's nice to see. One character that pops in my head automatically is Crispin Glover, who's, if you've seen Crispin Glover, you know he played in Back to the Future. He played Grendel in the Robert Zemeckis version of Beowulf, and it's nice to see him again. I haven't really seen him since Back to the Future, and it's nice to see him in this movie. It's cool to see him as a villain again. But
he played more of a weasel.
He played more of a weasel and a bitch. He was a little bitch, but he was a decent villain. And also Helena Bonham Carter, of course, she plays the Red Queen.
Big ass head.
With a big ass fucking head, and she always has to say, off with the head.
She must have a really strong neck to keep the head so.
I found that a little.
I'm surprised they didn't have a corset on her neck to keep her neck straight so that she could.
Yeah. Anne Hathaway, of course, plays the White Queen, and she's okay in the role. She does a fine job as the White Queen. One character I really liked was the fucking rabbit that's on crack. And he's basically on crack. He's like, oh, it's a spoon. Oh, look, there's a spoon. And he's just basically on crack. He's like, it's like, oh, pass the tea, please. He's just basically
and throws things.
He's just basically nuts and he throws things and he mumbles to himself and he drinks.
He's the Mad Hatter.
He's the Mad Hatter. And then there's the Mad Hatter, of course, played by Johnny Depp. This is pretty much his movie. I wouldn't call it Alice in Wonderland. I'd call it the Mad Hatter Show. It's not really.
Really, he does steal the scenes that he's in, but he's not in every scene. So.
Yeah, but it's pretty much a Johnny Depp film from beginning to end.
Yeah, you see a lot of them, but not in the beginning. You don't. In the first 5 to 10 minutes of the movie, you don't even see Johnny.
Yeah, you don't see Johnny in the first half of the film, but near the end of the film, you see him, and he's good in every scene he's in. But who else am I forgetting? There's also the White Rabbit, of course. He's got his little watch, and it's the trademark White Rabbit. And
you're late for a very important date. He didn't say that during the whole movie.
No, he didn't. He actually didn't say that.
Actually, the Mad Hatter said you were late.
You
the
sure?
Rabbit? Yep.
The Mad Hare.
No, the Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
He said you're late for tea.
No. And of course,
you weren't paying attention.
I like the little things they call in the world. I like the what is it, the Bandersnatch? It makes me want to think of a pussy, but it's for you young viewers out there. A snatch is basically a pussy.
That's another name for
vagina. It's another name for a vagina. So I like the little innuendo thrown in there. Not much else I can say about it. It's just a simple sequel to the first Alice in Wonderland. I thought it was okay. She really enjoyed it. If you're a huge Tim Burton fan, you'll love it. If you're new to Tim Burton, you might enjoy it.
Yeah, and the heads, it was okay, but it wasn't really.
It wasn't bloody and gory.
It wasn't what I've heard. I thought it would be. They just look like rubber floaty things.
Yeah.
That are shaped like heads.
And if I recommend seeing it, I recommend seeing it in IMAX 3D. You can see it in 2D, you could see it in Disney Digital 3D, but I recommend seeing it in IMAX 3D.
Yeah.
It's the best way to view it, and it's the best way to enjoy the film.
I got dizzy before the movie started with all the brightness, but then again, I'm kind of tired, so.
But if we had to give it a rating, I give it 3 out of 5 stars. It was good, but ultimately I felt bored, and it was just a blah film. I thought it was okay. What would you give it?
3.5.
3.5. It was decent. If you're a huge Tim Burton,
not the best movie I've seen.
It's not the best movie I've seen. It's not the best movie she's seen, but go see it. You'll enjoy it.
It's definitely a family movie.
With that, BoMan out.
Juicylady52.